Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel Buzz About Cricket. My name is Andy Buzzer and this is episode 2 of the Batting Like series. Today we're going to be batting like George Bailey, the Australian, over 81 day international appearances, 3,000 runs, averaging 40, but he's actually got the most irregular stance that I've seen, completely closed off. Today we're going to kind of explore why he's doing it, but more importantly, how he's still achieving runs at the highest level. Let's get going. George Bailey, so the first thing that comes to your mind is that irregular stance, the setup position of what he's taking when he's actually coming into bat. And it looks something like this. Now, most coaches and most people would actually say, well, that's completely ridiculous. Closed off, facing third man, so facing someone that's coming actually from the other side of the pitch. But why is he doing it? Okay, when it first happened, a lot of people were talking about dominance of his eye. So was he actually getting in a position that maybe he was left eye dominant, so he wanted to get his left eye more towards the bowler. But in fact, actually, he's actually said that he feels that he bats best, that at the point of contact, his back foot is nice and square, okay, and that way he can actually then access the ball and hit the ball harder without rotating that right hip too early. So the concept of what he's kind of come up with, by kind of putting that back foot around and closing that body off, it's eliminating the idea that he's going to come up the ball too early and then play away from his body with just his hands. By having this shape, he believes that he can get that back foot more square and therefore from a set position look to attack the ball harder and be really aggressive with his play. Now what I'm going to kind of discover and see today is by standing like this, does that theory work for me? Does that theory allow me to set myself and feel like I'm in a more controlled, stable, powerful position to hit the ball? But my fear is if I do bat like this, am I going to be closing off? Is the ball coming back into me, or the shorter ball going to tuck me up and make myself feel a little bit tight? We're going to start at 75 miles per hour as always, bump that pace up, move the ball around and just test that theory and see what it's like batting like George Bailey. Oh! That's not a good start. That's not a good start at all. That's missed the line. Oh. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. So straight away, anything, when I'm set up here, anything in the channel between, off stump, fourth stump, fifth stump, I feel really comfortable. My weight's in a position where I can access the ball. I feel absolutely fine like a normal position. Everything that's coming back into me, as you've seen, I've already been hit on the leg, I feel late, I feel like I'm on the wrong side of the ball. Zero confidence at all. I mean, I just feel completely blocked off on that leg side. And again, as soon as that ball's back over in that area, I feel fine again. See, it's funny, where George says he's trying to make himself square here to access the ball to stop him from opening up that hip and coming to round early, I'm actually feeling, when that ball's coming straight, I feel obligated more to come round the pad because of this front foot. I feel stuck at extra cover. So my weight feels like it's going actually towards extra, and my hands and my back need to come round the pad to access the ball. Okay, so first round's gone through, and truth be told, I'm not liking this at all. I'm going to get the machine faster, but in truth, don't fancy it. So now at an increased pace, as it's probably seen on, in the footage, I'm feeling completely rushed. I'm not comfortable here at all. The one thing that I would say is, by creating a different stance like this, I don't think I've ever watched the ball as close as I have in a very long time. On the sole basis, I honestly feel when that ball's into me or into my body, I feel late and I feel like it's going to hit me. It's limiting my confidence, and truthfully, I'm just trying to shape it and keep that back foot square, like George does. And this is a real example of a very unique way of batting, because I can't see, from a coaching standpoint, how this is beneficial for anyone. Again, when the ball is outside the off stump, when there's a bit of room to throw your hands at it, this is actually a really solid position. So my weight's in a correct position, the shape's there, and I've got a lot of access to actually just try and hit the ball and try and pinpoint where I'm hitting. My argument to that is there are lots of different techniques that can allow that sort of play without limiting the factor of a straighter ball. If I wanted to hit down the ground right now, I'd find that incredibly hard. Oh! Do you know what I feel like? I feel like I'm 10 years old again, facing a hard ball for the first time. The anxiety that I'm feeling, because I'm trying to concentrate on here, so maybe, less about the outcome, but I'm generally getting scared of the ball hitting me. I mean, the only thing that comes to mind here is chucking out a Zoolander blue steel sort of look before we're batting. I just mean, in terms of that technique, in terms of the feeling that I'm getting, I get the concept of why standing on a square position would try and limit how much of your hands and hips are coming through, and it is creating stability, and I feel comfortable, like I've said before, in this sort of channel where my hands and my weight are leaning into the ball. But truthfully, and granted this is a technique that is very unique, I don't feel I'm actually concentrating enough on the ball in terms of the outcome. I'm concentrating on the ball in a mode of survival, because I truly do feel if it's shorter and at my body, I don't feel I can get there. There's no way that I feel comfortable pulling that ball. This technique that George has kind of created for himself has come from over time. So it is a technique that he didn't start playing with. I would say, probably if I was going to rate doing that, that's one of the hardest things that I've tried to impersonate. That's a good 8.5, 9 out of 10 in terms of actually really trying to kind of emulate. If you are going to try it, please do be careful. That was episode 2 of Batting Like George Bailey. Really, really tough. If you've enjoyed that, press that like button. If you haven't already, do press the subscribe button. My name's Andy Buzzer. That's Buzzer About Cricket. Always back yourself. Catch you next time.